I'm ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tales of the Forgotten Sea, where we playtest games of my creation in front of everyone, and we make fun of ourselves, pretty much. We are on the ship. We left New Valonia. We decided to run away from it in the middle of the night with some coins in our pocket, an interesting box, some loot from a dead guy and a dead woman. And now we are starting a new day because this bunch of guys decided to join Captain Elvida's crew to, we'll see if they are able to find Captain Skeed treasure. That, according to what Captain Elvida was able to extract from the information found inside the statuette, is probably hidden somewhere in Akiptos, all the way across the archipelago. So, after discussing a little bit more with my player of what they want to do with their character, how to evolve them, how to refine them, and etc., some of them will have a complete different skill set, some are still the same. Some unlock some magic, interesting, and some other are ready to dive into roleplay quite a bit. So, it's the morning, it's the morning after. All of you had the time to rest, to recover from the night, to someone would say lick your wound, but actually you were not wounded at all. Thanks for a couple of very interesting crits you didn't even need to fight. And one by one, you are being called by the captain. And not for an interrogation, more like, oh, can you tell me what's happened there? And she wanted to hear every one version of the story to have an idea of you know, what's happened during the night. After that, you're gonna be called again. Not just you, all other member of the crew are there, especially to decide what's the next step. Because at the moment, as I said, you're in the middle of the sea. The sea that is called the Mist Sea, in that surround Ingetirian water, and you need to decide where you go. So the captain opened this scene, this discussion, unrolling what you guys know as a map of Hingetir, and she point where you guys are. This small island called New Valonia. There is central south in the between bigger islands. And she said, "Look, guys, we need to stop and stock some stuff and probably buy a bunch of food, new sails, and other things like that. And we needed to do it way quickly. I would say 3 4 days stop. Because if we need to face a long journey, we can't go with what we have. We needed to be ready. So I have a few ideas where we can go, but I want to hear your opinion." Tracking with her finger on the map from New Valonia going east, there is another island, and she on the little east side, and there is another one northeast from where you are. So if we go straight down here, straight east this side, there is going to be two possible places. Blyroot and Brow. While probably I would choose Blyroot compared to Brow, I want to hear your opinion about it. Blyroot is also known as the broken getaway. It's like the place is partially damaged by a flood more years and years ago. The city apparently is half submerged, half forgotten. Yet is full of secret. So for someone who know how to dig them out, smuggler, other things like that, they run amok there. It's quite, it's like the law is sleep with the fishes, and it's my kind of place. However, you need to mind the ghost. Not the best place if you don't like those things. On the other side, we have Brow that is like where the Navy boys sharpen their blades. It's like fortified, very orderly, tighter than very very poor lady purse. And if you're looking to dock, yeah, though you need to have all papers in order, and they can be problem. But however, it's like hiding in plain sight.
Well,
Uh,
if we have, or if we can make a paperwork, then that might work. Hiding in plain sight.
I mean, so
But let me
how
ask
much?
you, if you don't mind, Captain. What's the likelihood that we're being followed from New Valonia?
so according to what you guys told me, very high.
Mm,
They're gonna
yeah,
remember our faces, aren't they?
at least the ship.
The thing is, uh, okay, so I know what you guys told me and etc. So, Miguel,
Yes.
unfortunately, your face is quite known, and apparently someone recognized you at the ball. You told me that.
Yes.
So maybe there is no a wanted poster for you specifically, but the person that recognize you know that you are part of something, and maybe they are looking for you. Not specifically to, hunt you down, but I have the feelings that they want more.
Miguel nods. Do you guys? Do we have anything for like disguises or anything like that?
I think that Geraldine will give you something. We can help with that. However, that's not the only problem. I was talking with Grail about it, and it wasn't his fault, but apparently he mentioned someone. Uh, without saying nothing, she's still looking at the map.
Use a heavy sigh in the background.
Uh, all her snake are looking at you, Rock. Her face is down, but all their snake are just, moving and looking in your direction.
I wanted to give us time to think and look. You were talking about the two different plans we're going with here. Both of them are wrought with danger in one way or another. One brings us through shadowy territory, which I know pretty well. However, they also know very well, which is going to be a problem. The other brings us through past law enforcement, which we can come up with paperwork and things to work with that. But if we're found out, we've got a bunch of people with swords and we're trapped in their harbors.
Yeah, that is a very, it's like, yeah, we can maybe produce uh paper, but if we make even
Checkpoints is
more
not.
small mistake, we are
Yeah.
properly
Mm,
I would say
Ro-
what's the Ingetherian word? Fucked.
royally fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
One of the snakes will be like, Riley, just go back down. Sorry.
Say it at the same
So
Let
time.
let's think about it from from this point. Um, can we get what we need at either place?
Yeah, we do. So
Um,
uh,
so,
this is what I say that we have option here.
hmm,
We have option because I pointed only to Plirut and Brau here on the east side on this island. However, we can decide to go slightly north or even more south. And she pointed the two islands, little northeast and very southeast. There is a little bit far down the road. We have Bangol, I think is that's the name. Sorry, my pronunciation. Is the city is like not on the coast. It's sit more like on the mountain, but we can reach it from the small harbor that is down. It's a cold stone and cold places. It's like it's built. It's not built for war. It's built for resistance and truth. Is also known as the Caliber Cradle. Like this is where the scholar and priest go to speak with their gods. Uh,
What's this place called again?
Bangol B, and she just started to stop. Uh, okay, Bangol.
I see it on the map here. Yeah. Um,
Or we can go south to Doncaster. It's like that is interesting because that is where the blue bloods keep their sword shiny and their noses higher than standard. It's like nobility, tradition, lovely
Mm-mm.
buildings, but
If
of
I
course,
if I was to pick one direction to go in, that is not the direction I would pick. We have enough problems. Well, at least with low lives, we can negotiate. With most types, they won't even look at us, rather
It
than spit
depends.
at
You just
us.
have to have the right connections. If you,
yeah, and they also have
they'll
a lot. Also have a lot of things that they could stand to lose.
So,
if you have information that they would find interesting, they're willing to
Hmm.
turn their nose the other way. I mean, who's to say that highborn don't have as much what is it? Don't have their fingers in pies as much as people who
I
are
think I think Miguel is right. I mean, okay, they look nice and shiny, but behind those walls, the rot is clear.
yes.
Hmm.
so,
No,
uh,
of course, guy, those is our option opinions. The map is here.
yeah.
Which
Please.
which which was the one that had the? You said there was a ghost.
Oh, it's like a ghost town, Plirut. Uh, it's not completely ghost town, of course. It's quite very alive, but there is a part of city that is being flooded uh, decades ago, and so it's pretty much
Oh,
no one
so
live there.
It's a treasure hunter zone.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Where
So
where is
Riff
that?
raff.
that's Plyrot.
yeah,
Plyrot. That's right at the top of that one island there. Bangor is right across from that. Uh, Doncaster is down at the is the next island down from that.
yeah.
So those are three of the points that we can go, and then the other one was the one where the guards were the heavily ordered place was which one?
It's Brow on
Okay,
same island.
same island, the very bottom of it. All
Yeah.
right. Um, well,
Of course, there is also the option of going straight to Valonia, the capital.
hmm, yes. Now the my my thought is we have a pretty good feeling that they're going to be following us.
Yes.
They're gonna figure out what ship it is that's left their
Well,
port. Um, if we go to Brow, that may be the direction that they will be least likely for them to follow us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is
Also,
there a
Why would?
is there a place?
we have advantage of the fact that we left in the middle of the night, so
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
or they can even send a message. We are probably already there. But
mm-hmm.
Otpoto, you were saying something.
If we're concerned about being followed, is there a place that like in like near some like craggy rocks where we can hide and wait to ambush them as they pursue us?
No, you don't want to ambush these guys. They
Mm,
are not.
Mm.
I mean, yes, we might win, but on the other hand, they will make him more of an enemy than we already are with them. For some reason, one of you decided to murder one when it was knocked out. Now, it's great that they don't have details on us, but it's also now that we've got a slight against them, and now they're going to be mad about that.
Are we being pursued by the people we stole from or the people that we uh
Probably both, I would assume.
so
I would
That's
say
what
actually
all of
that's
the
actually a
above.
good that's a good assumption. That's not a bad assumption to be honest. Everybody everybody might be after us right now. We have to think on in those terms.
Okay,
Um,
so the woman that was being killed,
She had a
uh,
tattoo that I recognized, and I know that those particular types aren't ones to take things like that lightly. So,
hmm.
no, and
I
the
think I
thing
was
is,
there. Who? What? You made a Who exactly? What organization was she a part of?
oh, the Shadow Consortium. So Jarvus, you're okay. So I will say this: they probably don't know who we are yet, but
Hmm.
like Rock said, they will try to find out who killed one of their member.
Mm. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't blame you to what you did, but of course, there can be a slightly problem. But that's the thing. They don't know who we are, and they don't know where we're going.
they also don't know. They also don't know that we're the ones who killed her. Anyone at that party could have been the one who killed her. So
Yeah,
we.
that's the other thing. But
So.
speaking of people of the party, Miss Voracci and probably the senator, Mr. Graves, the one
Mm,
from the Fatwa Concord, those two know who we are, and they are probably following us.
mm. Well, I and where exactly are we actually trying to get to?
Oh, she turned and she looked at a lot of documents that are on their desk, and one of the snakes just go and literally just slither around a piece of paper and take it out, and she take out a massive map. The I will say the sizes are not completely right, because this map is not is made it to fit everything, not specifically, one country or another,
More of
but
like a schematic to give you
yeah,
like general ideas.
and it contained the whole archipelago.
Mm, hmm. Hmm.
And she points at Ingethir, where you guys are, on the northwest side of the archipelago, and
Jesus.
down to the southeast of the archipelago, where you can see the blood red sea and the country of Hakiptos.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty much on the opposite side of a map.
Mm. I
We need
mean,
to get here, and she point with her hand on Hakiptos, but
and
the
and
thing
and you
is,
said that's about a
yeah,
3 month journey.
exactly. I wasn't able to translate completely message, so I don't know exactly where. It
Yeah.
can be anywhere here. I got my suspicious, as like,
Mm.
oh, maybe is there, but not sure.
Let me ask you this: of the 4 places that you've mentioned,
Hmm.
which of them is going to spread information the most? So this is my thought. We go someplace
Hmm.
and we talk to everybody. Not everybody. We don't want it to be too obvious, but we drop where we're not going. We tell them we're going due north as opposed to due east. this is our destination. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
people people are looking for us in that direction as opposed to where we're going. We
So
should at least we should at least be able to
misdirection.
shake some of our tails.
Yeah.
Just as a thought.
Can can we try something where we have do we have messenger birds or some sort of our contact for the land? It might be better rather than us going to each of these places because that would be unrealistic. Is send out a few birds to like places that we could go, and be like, tell some contacts or somebody in that area, be like, oh yeah, we definitely saw them, and you know, and then that could be worked to our advantage. But you're also putting those people in danger, which is I don't know if that's what you want to do, but that is a thing that could happen because you're dealing with people that aren't good.
Mm,
Yeah, there's
I mean, I'm
also,
saying that as as what I am. You know what I mean?
you know, Rock, you're right. The other things is why they should do this for us
Right.
without bribe.
Right. That's another thing. What are
mm,
they gaining out of it? And it puts them in danger.
Yeah. So I see your point, and maybe we can use some misdirection, and maybe some, but we needed to do it more like generically speaking, like uh, sailor tales. You know,
mm.
when you say, "Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, I see them. I'm going there," but you are just a random sailor in tavern, so maybe it's truth, maybe it's just a very nice lie.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I don't want to go to every single one of these places. I'm just saying we go to one of them, we we get what we need, and we make sure that we talk about going. That we've got a map that tells us kids treasure is over here, and but we're actually going that way.
Yeah,
Just
we can do that, but we needed to choose one place and do
oh,
it
of
there.
course.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But personally, I think we want to be as um, so. Let me just add, it's kind of above table. The place that we think that the general area that we need to go is due east. Yes.
the southeast, yes.
Oh, southeast. Um, so let's talk about the fact that we're going north. Let's take a the first the first town that would be north, and then um, head out from there. So I think that would be hold on a second. Oh, where is it? I think we go to Bengal because that is the first town to the north. That puts us at least in that trajectory. They
Yeah.
get they get word that we're heading in that direction, and then we go where we need to go.
Counter offer.
Mm-hmm.
Why we don't go to Leerberg? They still the same direction,
Sure, sure,
and
absolutely.
from there we circumnavigate around Valonia Island,
Mm-hmm.
and we go at that point. We do, Lerberg, Artus, and at that point we start to go southeast.
Perfect. Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. That works out. So it puts us on a northern trajectory. We say we're going north, and then we hook a right around and go in the direction we want to go. Um, and again, we're not going to lose all of our tails, but
No,
at
No,
least
no, no.
at
I
least
I
get
was about
at
to
least
say, at least
hopefully
shake some of them.
at least we hopefully we shake the dumbest ones.
there is only slightly problem for Leerberg is
Mm,
Valonia capital. Yeah, great. The queen, king, all there.
mm,
Leerberg is navy capital,
mm,
Royal Navy capital. So we are going to Lion's Den.
mm.
However,
Um,
however, I
mm-hmm.
have friends there, very old
Okay.
friend. He's part of Navy, but is part of Navy like I am a proper honest sailor.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I never did piracy in my whole life. Swear to swear to Urkus. Uh,
I don't think any of us ever have we?
no, right?
This is the first time I am trying out this pirate thing.
How so how much time do we have would we have to before we get to Lurberg?
Yeah, okay, so we are here is probably a little bit less than a week with the right wind.
All right. What I think we do is we dress the ship up. Get some we have some paint. We fix the masts. We decorate this as much as we can to look like a nice honest ship. Something
Like a
that
merchant
that
ship or
a
something.
merchant ship. Yeah,
Be
we're merchants or fishermen or whatever would make the most sense.
Probably
And
fishermen because merchant ships would probably have to have the right papers. It was like, okay, where are you with?
sure,
And
sure.
la di da di
We
da.
Yeah,
um
that's right. That's right.
before we get in, maybe we cause just a small amount of damage that looks worse than it actually is. We pull in. We say we got hit by something. We don't know what it was. We just need a day or two to dock before we head north. Yeah, to get a
Yeah, we are
nice.
in
Good
the
work.
middle of the Mist Sea. Creature sometimes attack ship. We are no
Sure.
professional monster hunter. So yeah, fisherman boat and etc. Also, even if it's not probably the best solution for that, maybe for when we dock, I'm officially no captain. I'm just member of crew.
So who's the
Sure.
captain?
Yeah,
Um,
that's another story.
oh, hey! Captain's dead. Got got killed in the attack.
Okay,
So
so if
so
captain, so
so
if
so
I'm
the
dead, uh, Kaul is captain because he's first mate,
sure.
technically speaking.
Sure. And so
He
we're
had a
trying to get
burial at sea.
we're trying to get home to base so that we can work all the paperwork out.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
yeah,
and we
we
go
don't.
to close to dock where my friend is. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
we try to get to get as much help from him as possible.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it sounds solid. Everyone agree?
If we can
Yeah.
dress the ship up to look reasonable, I'm not saying we should definitely not go overboard with it because that might be to our disadvantage. But as a trading vessel or a merchant ship, that's easy enough. Because
Mhm.
we could just talk to them. I can pretend he'll laugh. I can talk to them as if I was a shop, like as their trade officer, and kind of pass us by. So that shouldn't be
Mhm.
too bad.
We we dress ourselves up. We make sure that when we're coming into port, we get any of the artillery down. We only have what sailors what fishermen would have to protect themselves against
Yeah,
people like us.
mostly harpoon and such like. One thing
Exactly.
we need to do is like a lot of fishing because if we
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
pretend to be fishermen, we need to catch a lot of fish.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So let's get ourselves some fish. Let's get ourselves cleaned up. Get the ship in the right order. We got a week, so we kind of have to pull some long shifts, but we get this ruse just right, and we can get out of Lorberg, head south from around the island, um, and and just keep on fishing.
So there's two things. One, does anyone here know how to fish? Just throwing it out there. And
We're all. I
I
mean,
mean, we have an entire crew of people,
okay, that's
of
fine.
capable sailor. I
I'm
don't
just
pretend that each one of you know how to fish.
okay.
mhm,
However,
mhm,
if you help, I'm grateful.
Okay.
mhm, mhm.
The other
Can somebody teach me how to fish?
Well, I mean, we're doing more large scale fishing here, so we're going to need to any
old
nets that
nets.
we
Yeah.
have. we'll throw some nets together. That's just rope and whatnot. We just got to pull enough fish on board. Say that we just started out when the accident happened. We don't have a lot of fish. It's fine, but we got ourselves dressed up to look the right way, and we've got some fish on board. So the smell covers the lie.
I hope Galdine is fine with us just packing fish down there because that's the hold. So I assume that's where we'd have to put them.
I mean, we have. Yeah, you're right. Gerald will.
Just a thought.
There is a moment of realization in her eyes, like, oh yeah.
That's gonna be a
Well,
big ask.
Do we have any?
can figure something out about that. Again, we don't need a lot of fish, and we don't necessarily need to put it into the hold. We just need to put it someplace.
Also, if we put the fish in the area where inspector can see it, and we say, "Oh no, the rest is there. You need just to go down." I think Geraldine presence is enough to scare them off. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
I will double that up. Yes.
yeah, I particularly don't want to have to go down and talk to her if I don't have to. Not that she seems nice, but I'm good.
She's the sweetest girl in town. Come on, guys. So it's a little bit unfair. Anyway,
there were boats on those walls.
above the table, Jarvis, do you mention the box? Do you want to open the box?
Well, we had a conversation, the captain and I, because the captain interviewed the six of us, right?
Yeah, all of you. Yes.
I would have actually done that then. And would the first mate have been there? I would have actually asked that he would be there, because he's a pretty big guy.
Okay.
I can't use that weapon that I picked up, so I would actually give it to him as a gift to say, "Hey, thank you."
Sorry,
because
whom?
the first mate, the shark,
Kahul.
Kahul, yeah, because I assume that he's big enough that he could wield something like that.
He's big enough, but I cannot wield it.
Oh no, okay, all right.
Kahul is very tall. Is
Mhm.
almost 6 feet tall, but the thing is his physique, even if he's a shark guy, is more lean and
No, okay, all right.
slender than the burly guy that you expect from his race.
All right. Well, anyway, I would present the box to her at that point and say, "This is something that I found. I want you to see it first, in case it's something that you're interested in. I mean, she's my captain. I want to, stay on her good side.
Fair enough.
And present it to her then.
Because at that point, the box will be there. And it's definitely been open, but it's not open in front of everyone. So I'll let you know, because if you want to introduce that, we can do it right now.
Well, I mean, I could. I assume it's something that she wouldn't necessarily want to take from me. She'd look at it and be like, "Oh, that's really cool." So if I get to keep it, you can just let me know, and I probably would tell. I might talk to everybody or certain people about what I've gotten on the side.
Okay. So after you guys finished to discuss, it seems that everyone agreed that with the plan. Before you guys go, she said, "Okay, there is one last couple of things that we need to all discuss together." And one of her snake reach and coil around the box, and with the tip of their head, just open it. And inside, you see red velvet lining with, what it looks like a nice tome, and a couple of custom crafted engraved family crest, and a lot of papers. One seems like a letter, and it's written in Obolowa, so most of you don't understand what it says. Except maybe I will say, yeah, Miguel, you probably don't speak fluently, but you can pretty much understand the words because Sarian and Obolawa have a lot of words in common. Because their original language, the original language that those plays use is the common language of that was in Akiptos once. And there is a silver ring, oil painted miniature portrait, and another piece of paper that is really, really ruined. Probably it's because it's very, very old. And he leave those things for you guys to see and analyze and etc.
This is in what box? The box that I
The
have?
box you presented to her, yes.
Okay. All right. So this is my stuff, but
Yes, technically it's your stuff.
yeah. But yeah, if I can't read this. So if anyone knows how to read this language, that'd be cool. So there's a piece of paper. There's a book. There's a ring. There's a ruined piece of paper. Was there anything else?
Oil painted miniature portrait.
That's it. In a little painting. All right.
Miguel's gonna step up. It's like I can give it a try.
Yeah. Here you go. You don't mind telling me what this says?
I'm going to ask you, Miguel. Okay, let's see what role we start from tonight.
All right, let's see.
Considering your skills, you can decide to go with insight or just a cunning roll. I'll let you choose.
Insight or cunning?
Yeah, just a generic cunning using your intelligence to translate, or maybe an insight that give you not exactly what is written down, but the general meaning of it.
I'm going to use cunning.
Please. So you roll all your cunning dice in this case.
Yes.
And you keep all of them, but there's no exploding sixes.
Okay, that's fine. And I add, because my cunning's a 3, I have a +1. Do I add that to the end of my roll?
Exactly.
Okay, so I add them together +1. Gotcha. 13.
Actually, is a +2. That is being changed, but we need to do it
14. Yeah, well, gotcha.
Okay. Great. Great. You actually got most of it. So the letter is from a man. Seems to be kind of emotional, and a handwritten letter from a man called Paul Renmari, and is referring to something buried beneath Marseille eastern wing.
Can you repeat that last part again?
Marseille eastern wing. Marseille is a city. Marseille is a city in Fradeker. And you're not completely sure what is referring to, but apparently there is something in probably, in that part of the town. And there is a note at the end of it. My dear child, no matter what, remember the sisterhood, never forget. Tell no one of the deal.
Like, I'm just writing this down.
Quick question. Sorry, I'll wait.
And that is, what the letter says.
I basically I read that out. I read that out for everyone.
And there is this other very old piece of paper. But when you get to that, It's so brittle, so delicate that you almost have the fear that to ruin it when you touch it. And but that is a completely different language. Is in Fradeker, and unfortunately you don't read it. However, there is someone here that does.
Like I can't this note seems to be about some sort of something buried over in Marcial Eastern Wing. And it talks about, it seems to be a very hurried note to someone's child saying that the sisterhood never forgets. Whatever that means. Something about a deal. And
maybe
there's
if we get by there at some point, we can poke around.
Yeah. And this, he holds it very, very gently so it doesn't break. I cannot read. This is in a completely different language, so I'm not sure if anyone knows how to read this. He holds it out kind of to the party and the rest, whoever else is here. See if anyone has a go at it.
Jarvis kind of like lays it into the top of the box so it doesn't have to be handled too much. And does anybody read this?
I know that someone of you guys can because it comes from Fradeker, but I'm not going to suggest him to step forward.
Rock just like sighs and looks down. Yeah, I can read it. And it just goes over to the box.
Just be careful with it.
I will be as careful as possible with it. Before I read this, because he has an inkling, he doesn't know enough to get a full grasp of how bad that is. He will go something like, "Sisterhood, we just left a place with witches, with a witch at least. Just so you know, I might be looking at a very old thing that belonged to witches, and I might be reading it aloud. Is that okay with everybody?"
You don't look like the type to be that afraid there, Rock. So just
I'm just no. I'll read it. If that's what you guys want, I'll read it.
Yeah, the captain just go. Yeah, maybe read it for yourself first before you read it out loud.
Can you read it in your head?
Yeah,
I will try my best. If I burst into flames or something, try to put me out. Okay.
Would we?
There's a bucket of water.
Okay.
I'll go grab it.
Would we like collectively or like individually know that reading something maybe like contain like cursed knowledge, or like reading something like might have bad consequences? Like
not specifically, but because some of you also practice magic and etc. That if there is a curse or an incantation embedded into the words, and read them out loud will probably trigger that.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so what I'll do,
you might want to read that in your mind.
Read that in my mind, write it down. Wait.
Maybe paraphrase it.
Paraphrase it, and then tell you guys. Got it. All right. He'll look over the note. What should I use?
Nothing, because as soon as you open slightly the piece of paper,
yeah,
you know exactly what you're holding.
Oh. Shit. Okay. I know.
It's a very old.
Yeah.
Old, newspaper article from by the date that is on top is from probably around 25, 26 years ago. So that is the reason why that paper looks so brittle and ruined and etc.
Okay, I'm gonna message you real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can send you a quick message because either we're gonna have to message or people are gonna have to mute their mics for the question. Okay. I will ask you above the table or out of character here. How can I? Well, is it possible for me to bullshit what is actually on this paper, or are people
Absolutely.
smart enough to pull through it? You know? Okay.
You need to give me your best deception roll ever.
Okay. Sounds great. I am going to attempt to tell them some unrelated news article story that is approximate, might look like something like this. You know,
Okay.
anything but what's on that paper. That'd be great.
Anything that is not on that paper. Okay.
So this is a news article, something related to the family, but seems rather unimportant, or something like that. Like, something with it. Like, you have to have enough truth in it to sell it. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Rock is not officially part of the crew, right?
yeah, I am.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it is
wow.
now because
Yeah.
it is now because Alvida welcome you in.
Right.
But
Okay.
technically speaking, Grail, Miguel, and Rock are the newest member of the crew.
All right.
Coco as well,
Okay.
right?
So
Okay, yeah.
here is what I will do. This is all happening within quick succession. He looks at the note, and pretends at first that he doesn't know what it. He has to he's trying to work on it, but really he's coming up with the plan of what he's gonna say, and then he goes, "Okay, I'll tell you what's on the note," and I'm gonna roll deception.
Roll me your best deception roll. You have a deception of 2, so you can explode 1/6. Is with your presence, and anyone else
I
can
roll
tell
insight.
me if they want to roll insight to see if they believe or not what
Okay.
Rock says.
So let's
I'm
see.
rolling insight.
Hot will
I don't
roll
quite know you guys
insight.
yet.
Where is deception on my chart? Oh, there it is. I see 2 dice, right? And
Yes.
but they can explode. It is possible.
Yeah, at least one can explode.
Okay, good times.
So
Can my-
5 dice, keep 2, exploding 1/6.
Okay, hold on. Let me do my dice here.
Can my insight explode?
Yes, you can also.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's just re-rolling another die on top of it, correct?
Okay,
On
so
top of it, yeah.
so
If
5,
you roll 1/6, you can roll again and add that number to the 6.
not the greatest roll. Okay, so 5 dice and keep 2, and if they explode, and just keep the rest. Like, for example, is it if there's 2 dice, then those are the 2 I'm keeping, basically, because that's the deception number. All right.
Yeah. Plus, if
yeah.
there is 1/6 in those dice, you can roll again and add that number to it.
There was not 1/6 in those dice. So that is where we're gonna go with that. It's a 9. That's all right, because there's no other bonus, I think, right? Unless I get one
Your
from
presence is a +2. So
Okay.
it's an 11.
11. Good luck with that, guys. It should be pretty easy.
Pot roll.
16.
Fuck.
Okay.
So I believe I'm rolling 6d6 because I've got 4 in cunning and 2 in insight.
Doing great.
Yes.
Oh wait, I was supposed to roll in cunning too. 1 second, that could be higher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I rolled. I rolled several 5s. I rolled a 5 and a 6 because I'm only keeping the 2 highest
Yeah.
at this point. So I rolled a 5 and a 6. So that's
11 already.
11, and then 12 because it's only a 1. But I also get a +3, so that's a 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
rolled
we
a
have
1 second.
an 11 and a 15.
Let me rewrite. Let me count that again. And only 1/6 can explode.
Only, unfortunately, unless you have 3 dots in a skill, only 1/6 can explode.
Gotcha.
So I have 4 in cunning and 2 in insight. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
6-9?
guys, a lot of you have insight. Is one of the skills that every one of the player decided to have. I don't want to be bullshit around. I want to know the truth. So.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, I don't innately know that, so I'm just like, oh yeah, guys.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Final number's 21. Sorry.
Wow.
So
I just wanted to see how high that number can go. That's all.
Miguel
What the
stares
fuck?
at me.
Oh.
He
Yeah,
stares
Miguel
at
is
you.
like, you see exactly behind every word. It's like, it's not true. is bullshitting us. Okay, it's a lie. It's like
He just
What?
stares at you
One
with
of the
a
snakes
knowing
just comes
look.
off his head and just looks at him like, what? It's like, yep. Just comes down, looks at him, and he's just like, oh crap.
yes,
Hi.
probably one of
What are you not
your
telling me?
snakes is suggesting you in your other
Yeah.
ears, like whispering, like they know.
Quiet. Um. All
Okay,
right.
just to confirm, so if I have four in insight or two in insight and four in cunning, that's 6 die,
Yeah,
right?
you roll
Mhm.
Yep,
all
just
of
okay.
them. You keep two, the best one,
Yep,
and
yep,
one of
and
them,
then
if it's a 6, can explode.
yeah, and then plus the stats in each one, so that would be a +1. No, that's a 2. +2 in
Plus
from
two
cunning.
on plus two is when you finish to roll, you count your number. You add a +2 on the
Yeah, yeah.
final roll.
So that comes from cunning, then not from insight.
No, exactly. That was count
Okay,
from.
gotcha. So yeah, then I got a 12. Yep.
Okay. So, Gry, you know that there is something not completely true about what Rock just said. Probably
Yep.
is is summarize of the piece of paper is not complete. While for the rest of you, you just see that is definitely lying.
Well, I guess that's not really that important, so we could just put that back
No,
into the
no, 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 no,
box.
no, 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 no. I want to know you what exactly is it? Is it something that's going to harm the rest of the crew or the ship? You seem to know about it. Why would you lie about it?
I don't believe it's something that will harm the rest of the ship. It is just something that I do not wish to go into. It's just boring. You don't need to see it really.
Captain, just can I have the piece of paper, please?
I walk the box over to the
I
captain.
mean, it's their stuff. I'm not going to stop them. Who takes the box?
Yeah, the captain just take the piece of paper. I look at it. Okay, so this is a newspaper piece. Something old, something that is not concerning us right now. She put it on the table. However, me and Rock, we're going to have a quick chat later on when it's just the two of us.
Hmm.
Is that
There's
okay for
also
everyone?
Yep.
uh,
That's everyone
I
has.
no that's fine, Captain. And he Jarvis looks at Rock with this like you know this look, and you get the sense that you're gonna have a hard time getting this person to trust you anytime soon. Um, there's also a book in here.
Yeah. And the book, Jarvis, is the book that is actually right now already in your inventory.
Okay, that's what that is. Cool. And
Yes.
that's something that I can read.
Yeah. Is
Great.
actually in Ingeterian. And the title and etc. You can read it out loud if you want it because everyone can see the title. Or
Yeah. You can just tell everybody. That's fine.
okay. So the title is The Tempest Grasp. And according to, on a first glance, when Jarvis just, skip into it and etc., that is a book of spell for specifically the Tides of the Storm School of Magic.
Mm.
And the captain let you take it because you took that box. So this box so far gave you a bunch of information.
Mm-hmm.
It confirmed the connection between Carla Voracci and the Sisterhood of Darkness, one of the coven of the Witch of Oboliwa. Give you an idea that probably Miss Voracci knows magic, because there is a book of magic right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it maybe doesn't know just one school of magic, maybe multiple, if she's being trained by the witches.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the ring, the silver ring, that we get into it right now. It has a symbol. It has a symbol on it. The symbol is the Sister of the Darkness symbol. That is a skull with a blindfold.
That's interesting.
Last but not least, Miss Voraci was some kind of related or maybe connected with this Paul Ramari, a member of, probably by the information you're reading, a member of the Senate down in Apollo. That's the information Miguel get you from the first reading. What is on the Fradicarian news? You guys don't know.
And then there's also a little painting as well, right?
And there is a little painting. The painting show a younger version of Miss Voraci sitting on a chair, holding a child, and there is a man with his hand on the shoulder, and there is like a handwritten note behind it. And the note is in Omoloa. So Miguel, I will carry on with your role. You can read it out loud if you want.
Yes, you'll read it out loud.
My deepest love and my deepest regret. That's it.
I wonder if maybe they've lost a child.
The thing is, you didn't see any child in the house. Plus, you didn't see any husband in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know that, but that's just the first thing that I think when I read when I see something like that. Does it look like the handwriting is more masculine or is it more feminine?
More feminine.
Okay. He's gonna put. I'm gonna put everything back into the box and close that up, and I'll have to put that stuff in my inventory at some point. All right. Well, I don't mean to speak for you, Captain, but I think we have a lot of things to do to prepare for our time in Lerberg.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely. Let's say that everyone knows their duty. At the moment you guys go, I will take care of the rest. I will share information with Kahul and see what we are going from there. If you guys remember, if you guys took anything from cargo hold, please give it back before you got a visit in the middle of the night.
Right.
And I think everyone can go. If any one of you want to stay to chat with me, do it now.
Rock's just looking around. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
1 second. Miguel takes one look at you, Rock, and just doesn't say anything. He looks at the captain's like, he has nothing to say to him. He's like, by your leave, I would like to be dismissed.
You are dismissed.
Right. Bows his head, and he's going to go down to the cargo hold to return all the things that he took before he forgets.
Sounds fair. Hotpot, you were saying something?
Who stays behind?
Rock already knows Rock's standing there like he's going to talk to her because she said she wanted to talk to him anyway. So she's just going to stand there and wait.
I see. Hotbot gives you a really skeptical look or a suspicious look, and then looks at the captain and says, I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, don't worry. Hotpot, remember something. Some people forget, some people are past that they don't want to share. Everyone is on board for same reason, right?
Of course.
I know you understand. She smiled at you while you walking out.
Okay. I suppose we should chat, Captain.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go off to the side or at the office or wherever she wants to have this little conversation.
Oh, it's literally you guys are inside a cabin.
Oh,
There is
okay. Okay.
and there is a chair. Usually there is only a couple of chairs in front of her. At the moment, it's just the two of you, unless anyone else decided to stay.
I think most people left. I don't know. It depends on them.
Yeah, no, I think I left as I would leave as well.
Okay. Let me.
So it's just the two of you plus your snakes.
Okay. So we're in the cabin, and she's probably gonna give me the "what the hell was that" face, which is fair. I would have been the no. Okay.
No,
I'm
actually, she's
surprised.
looking at you with the most calm expression ever.
Yeah, that's even worse. All right. Captain, if I was to tell them what was on that, it would put us more in a problem, and I really don't want that. I would rather this be my problem, not the ship's problem.
Yeah, understandable. I will do something, Rook, and maybe it's going to put things a little bit more clear. You barely know me because this is the first time you got into my ship. But this is not just a ship with crew. This is a ship with chosen people. People that I choose because they are part of something bigger. You want to call it destiny, you want to call it, fate, whatever. Maybe just the choice of a mad woman. But any one of you has a role to play. And how I know that? Because I received a vision when I was a little bit younger than now. You probably already know that I come from Ugre. My accent give it away, I think. But what you don't know, then I was priestess. I was priestess of Vashtaria, bearer of wisdom. And I had vision. And I had vision of my fate, and I had vision of my demise. And Vashtaria put me in front of choice. I can wait, accepted my demise and what's coming from it. And I can decide to fight it, following Urku's path of strength, path of might. And there was a different path. There was this path. And she knocked at the desk. So, like a lot of people here, I run from something. I'm not sure if it's going to be something good at the end of this. But I decide that I want to face it on my own turn. So when you decided to join this space, you will know that someday you will face whatever that is.
So, out of character for a moment.
Yes.
The piece of paper, I need to know if it's literally the piece of paper or it is simply a newspaper clipping of the same. Like, I would know the difference.
Newspaper clipping of the same.
Okay. So, okay. It was the reason that he freaked out as much, which could be completely psychological. He picked it up and he goes, I buried something. You know what I mean? Like when he picks something up and he goes, ah. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not exactly the same one. So he's rationally pulling this through. Okay. All right, I'm back. All right. No, I understand.
Also, if you decided to face these things, You have crew with you. You have me, you have rest of crew to help you out. Because when you're a member, you're a member of family. You are a member of this all together.
It is only because of my deep respect for the crew that I did not want them to know what that had. Because then it is one more person that knows the thing, and if there's a problem, then, you know what I'm saying? I'm exposing the crew to danger.
Okay. Listen, I'm not asking you to tell me exactly what's in that paper. Okay? This is you going to face it on your own time, your own term. I just wanted you to know they are not alone in all of this, because your snake is not your only company.
That, you have no idea how, like, you see Rock's face, like, pale a second, because literally that's, like, his whole life. So he just kind of, like, tilts his head to the side and goes, sorry, it's just very hard for me to adapt. I'm new here, and my way of life was not that way. And
Understand?
so when I'm ready, or when it becomes relevant, then I will tell them what needs to be told. But I think for the moment, telling them about that does not help things.
If it's no helping, it's no helping. Listen, you need to decide who you're going to trust. Okay? No matter what, where we going, what we doing, past the follow us, and one day I need to face mine, so you need to face yours. It's better to face it alone, or with a trustworthy companion on your side. That's an important choice that you need to make it right now. You're dismissed, if you want.
She says, all right, so wait a minute. She said, face it right now. And then she says, so I could leave. But that's pretty much saying that I'm going to face it alone. And I could stay. And then, okay, give him a second to think.
Yes, absolutely.
He sits there for a moment. Well, the easiest solution, the road that I've always taken, is generally to just leave at that point. Because that's just how I've been. Fine, I will tell you, and only you, and if you think that this is something that they need to know, that this is important to their protection and safety, then you can tell them. I will be there too, as well. So I divulge what the article is and how it might be related to my past.
Oh, so you tell her everything.
Well, I tell her that because, but as the captain, because I'm the new person on the ship. I want her. She can know, but the reason that I'm not divulging, and she'll realize really quickly why I didn't necessarily want to tell everybody on the ship.
Fair enough. She think about it for a second. Okay. I see the problem. However, she took the other piece of paper, the one that is a letter.
Yeah.
So Carla Vorraci, Ulren Murray. And the little daughter on newspaper say Carla Murray. So we know that probably she's got married. She point at the picture with the husband and the
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you think same person? Just grew
More
up?
more than likely, and then also, this also means that the other group that we talked about is probably involved as well.
Okay, that's the real problem.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we already have that problem, so this doesn't change much.
Right. That was what
because
I was getting at. Yeah.
Jarvis was a little bit quick with the blade.
Yep. Yep.
I understand him. No witnesses better than one. Maybe sometimes worse. Some witnesses need to be there, or maybe they. But that's a story for another time.
But as if I was to divulge that information on deck in front of a group of people, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying I know that they're your family and you know the crew inside and out, but things happen,
Oh
you know?
yeah, no, of course. Listen, I will say this. The people in this room, some of the people in this room understood that you were not completely honest with them. You're being honest with me, and that is usually more than enough. However, maybe you need to talk with them, not to go into detail, but just say, talk with the captain, she knows everything. We are handling the situation. I didn't want to lie, I was more afraid. But you choose your words. I'm just suggesting there.
Right. Well, it was more of you might not they might not consider it this way. I was trying to keep them away from that problem.
I understand, and I agree. You were what you were trying to do.
Right. Okay. If you as the captain advise that that is something they should know, then I will go talk to them
On your own time.
on my
I'm
own
not
time.
saying right now.
No, no, I get you.
You need to brew it this, to digest it. There's no every time you face your past right in the face without knowing. That's the problem.
When I first picked it out of the box, my memory was hazy, and I thought it was the same note, which was crazy to think about. So
Yeah.
that freaked me out.
No, understandable. Honestly, but if you think about, there was a piece of newspaper that's not
Right.
been
Well,
gone.
now I take that. Yeah.
But yeah, no easy, no easy. Listen, Rock. No blaming you for anything. Just so you know, no blaming you for anything.
Right. No, I get you.
I think you needed to. Yeah, you need to digest these things and decide on your own time how to deal with it. Now, it's time for way of in Ugre to salute each other when problem are brewing. And she stand up and get close to you.
Okay.
She
Sure.
just give you a
Yeah.
sign to stand up.
Yep.
And she hug you like bear hug, like
Yeah. Oh
very
God. All right.
tightly.
Yep. That's a lot of captain. All right.
And she give you a kiss on each cheek.
Okay.
And she just give you a little slap on the face.
That's probably deserved. But I won't say that, but I will respectfully accept the slap to the face.
Yeah, but it's like more like a little, slap than
Yeah,
you
yeah.
give it to a child, not more than anything else. It's not a harsh one.
Gotcha.
And she put both her hand on your shoulder. All her snake hair just pointing at you.
Hey there.
And she smiled and she just said, remember, you're a member of family now. We share burden together. However, even in the most tight family, sometimes you tell white lies because you don't want to upset people.
I mean, my intention was to make sure that to obscure it so that they would not have to be part of it.
Yeah, understandable. That's what, white lies that we're talking about. Sorry, sometimes Mangetirian is not perfect.
Well, I'll excuse myself from. I've taken quite a bit of her time, so I'll just sort of nod and brood over my mistakes.
While you walking out, you notice that Jarvis is just right outside. Um, but your mind is not, you know,
Right.
you register the information, but you keep walking.
Yeah, I'm trying not to think about that. The other option of stepping out that door might have been like Jarvis just being like, "And you're getting in a boat, and you're out,
And you're out.
and you're out."
Jarvis is just there, arm crossed. He seems to waiting, but that's it.
Okay.
He just looks at you as you go, doesn't nod, just eyes you just for a moment as you walk out.
I'll just sort of. Oh, he's not like trying to intimidate me or anything. He's just sort of like looking at me as I give me the stink eye as I leave, basically.
No, he's just leaning against the wall. Doesn't he's not looking at you with any animosity. He just sees you come out like you're walking
Okay.
out, and he just
Yeah.
like just doesn't give you like a friendly nod or anything. Just watches you go as he gets ready to go into the office himself.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just. I'm not even gonna. I'm not. I don't think he wants friendly nod right now, so I'll just keep kind of like going on my way.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good for me. Um, so while in the meantime, Rock is brooding with his own problem, I just want to know what Jarvis wants to do and what else the other player wants to do.
If you want to deal with anybody else, kind of say like someone's done something else while that conversation was going on, you can deal with me after that if you'd like.
Okay, so Miguel, you went down to the cargo hold
Yes.
to giving um, Geraldine everything's back. Are
Hmm.
you lingering there to have a conversation with her, or it's more like, "Hey, your stuff, bye"?
No, he lingers and says, "How are you doing today, Geraldine?" Trying his best to just be cordial.
Okay, fair enough. You see that Geraldine is actually, crouched on her chair like she usually does, with now two candles instead of just one, and we a pair of very nice rounded glasses on her nose. In the meantime, she's holding a tiny little book in her very between her very long clawed finger, and she just slowly turning one page. The book is in by the look of it, you can see only the back from your angle. It seems like in Fredicarian. Um, so on a first glance, you don't exactly know what you're talking about. But yeah, is like the imprint on the book seems very golden, um, decor and etc. It seems like a very nice edition of whatever is she's reading about. So when you walk in, she just slowly close it, put it on the desk in front of her, and just smile. And her smile that is already, usually her mouth is already like very large, I will say.
Hmm.
It seems also wants to be even bigger. Hi, everything's good. Thank you for this. Did you have a nice time out there?
Oh, yes, it was quite the party. And
Oh,
yeah, I'm part of the crew now.
I know
So
being a party for a long time.
out of
Nice.
care
Oh,
out of character, could you repeat that again?
I know being a party for a long time.
You don't mind me asking how long?
Oh, I was young, much younger than now. And I wanted to have the time of my life. So every time there was a secret party somewhere, I was there. Some will call me a bad
You, Geraldine, really?
girl. She smiled like she have done something naughty. Yeah, different lifestyle.
But I guess times have changed now, and now you're enjoying your time on the ship, reading books. If you don't mind me asking, what are you reading?
Poetry.
Like,
Do you like poem?
of course, I love poems. Just the really get a really good feeling. What's the best? It's hard to explain. I feel like you really get the essence of like a person and or just it's fun to read. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she just staring at you. Even if during your wars you can't shake the feelings, like you're in front of a um, kind of a predator. All the time you have this
Yep.
moment where she's staring at you like you are just a little mouse.
I feel like a little mouse too. He is trying his best to stay cordial and or at least not like
Hmm.
treat her like a normal person at the very least.
Yes.
Doesn't feel that way.
Um, Unfortunately, this one she is a very sad one. It was written after the revolution, almost 300, 400 years ago. So it's a lot of package, you know, a lot of bad things during that time.
It's like, have you read it the entire book already and just rereading it now, or is this a new read?
Yeah, no, I like to reread it sometimes. Um, you know, it's hard to get good books.
Do you like next time I'm in port, I can bring you some new poetry books if that makes you happy. I don't see
Oh,
why I couldn't
yeah?
just, yeah,
I would love to.
see if I can find something that will, maybe I can find some of the ones used to enjoy reading. I don't have it on me right now back at my house, but maybe if there has to be a bookstore or two over whenever we're at
Okay.
port, and you seem to be one to stay in the ship, so I can procure some interesting ones for you.
Unless we are in specific port. I noticed that people don't like to be at ease with me. So I tend to not go out very much anymore.
You okay? How does that make you feel? Are you okay with staying inside, or do you actually kind of miss going outside?
I do one time, so a month or two. But yeah, no, most of the time I have people visiting. Lux Vier comes down every day. You don't know who Lux is, by the way.
Nope, no idea. I have not gotten. I have not known. I don't really know many people on the ship yet,
No, exactly.
but yeah. Oh,
Plus,
hmm?
all of them keep me company. And she point out the bones incastenated and, put it inside, lodged inside the ship cargo hold.
Your friends? Just he searched for a little bit and skull. Well, maybe a little too long. It looks like
She
he's
just,
like was that
no, she just stare. Just look at you
uh
and
eh,
smile.
he He smiles back and he's like, I guess before you go, if you want, I could keep you company. You want to maybe, would you like to read me your favorite passages out of there? I was planning on just going to get to know the rest of the crew, maybe play a couple of card games or two, a couple of drinks. But if you're lonely down here, I can keep you some company.
I could play a game. Do you like dice?
Yes. Do I like dice? Takes out die. Oh,
Oh,
I'm missing mine's lost.
so, have you ever played? Oh, what's the name of it? Liar dice.
Don't think I have played many dice games, but I don't think I've ever played that one. Care to explain the rules?
Yeah.
So he sits down and actually he's kind of interest has kind of foregone feeling of being stared at by a lion kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm. So, and she goes into explanation.
Yes. And
This game called Dudok. That you know immediately what it means because it's in Sarian. It means I doubt.
mhm.
I doubt. You know, like Dudok is its Sarian language. And it's been built in Saria during the 12th century and spread it across Ingetir and Echeos and later to the rest of the archipelago. Each player gets a cup of dice and roll their 5 dice while keeping them hidden from the other player. The youngest, and she pointed at you, go first and beats how many of a certain die face on the table across the player. For example, I said there are 6 5s on the table between me and you. Players took turns bidding, either increasing the quantity of dice bid or the number of the dice, or both. And a player can call another player a liar and reveal their dice to challenge the bid. If the challenged player was bluffing and the bid was too high, they lost the round. If the player dice match the claim, the accuser lose. And that's it. That's the game.
All right. I'm ready to try. Do you happen to have some dice?
Yes, I do. And
He sits closer.
she open a little drawer on the side and take out 5 hand carved dice that it doesn't take a scientist to understand that they are made out of bones.
Of course they are.
And she grab a cup. She give you also a cup to you. And she decided to roll 5 dice. So you roll, I roll, and we play.
All right. All right, I rolled my die.
You go. First one. Oh, but before you go, what we betting? Who win what?
If you win, he looks at his hat. You get this hat. Now, you think this is just any hat. This is a very special hat to me.
Oh, I like it.
Lots of
I will
memories.
take it.
So,
What you win if you are the winner of the game? What do you want?
can I borrow the poetry book?
Oh, yes, you can. And I will do this for you. I will translate it in Sarian so you can read it along.
Really? Well, first I need to win first, but thank you for the gesture. But all right then, let's play.
So,
Picks up his dice. like with
Mhm.
he fanciful with like a little twirl.
Okay. So what do
Then
you?
sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, no. Well, I'm asking you what you are betting. He was like, "What's your bet?"
What's my bet?
Yeah,
Do I out of character? Do I roll first and then bet, or do I?
you roll first and you bet.
All right. I think it's gonna be three sixes.
Oh, you go high immediately.
Go
Interesting.
big or go home. He has like you see him grinning. High stakes, high rewards.
So between you and me, there is at least three sixes on the table.
Yes.
She lift her cup a little bit just so she can see. She put it down. Part of me wanna challenge that, but I will see that there is at least 4, 5 on the table. So
Looks
she
at
went
his.
down on the number, but she increased the number of dice.
I bet there's five fives.
Ah, I call you a liar. And she revealed her dice, and there is only 2 5 there.
Oh. Reveals my dice. 1 second. And reveals two fives there.
So
The
I
match.
won.
All right, that's 1 point to you. How many are we playing? First one, best two out of three, best three out of five?
Two
Or is
out of
that just
three. 2 out of 3. I like that.
all right, let's do it. Your turn.
And she roll again, and you roll again.
Yep.
I going first? Oh, you wanna go first?
I'll go first.
Please. And she just, she move like she getting closer.
I bet there are three sixes. He says again confidently.
I bet 4 6s.
Well, then I bet five sixes.
Ah, you want me to call you a liar again, Mr. Miguel?
I dare you.
I do. You're a liar. Show me your dice.
Reveals four sixes and one five. Looks
Eh,
at her dice.
She revealed 2 1, 2 2, and 1 4.
Damn it! So close. I knew I had a.
He won again.
Well,
That
I
pack
am
is
a man of my
mine.
good game. That was you got me there. Oh, I swear to God, I thought
You might be
I thought you had at least one six. That was fun. Takes off his hat, bows, and then hands it up to her. To you,
she
my lady.
she take it between her finger. She look at it. She wipe off a little bit of dust.
It's a
And
well-worn hat, very well used.
yeah, and with a gesture, she put it into the darkness of the cargo hold. You don't see where. It's almost like
Yep.
she disappearing from her hand. And she take the book
Mhm.
and she push it closer to you. A good read.
Really, my lady? I lost.
It was a game. Nothing more. I wanted to give it to you as soon as you ask.
Well, well, thank you. He takes it. I'll make sure to he looks at it for a bit. I'll take very good care of it. And once I'm done, I guess I'll tell you what's my favorite poem out of this and what my thoughts are, and then I'll return it back.
As I said, it's a little bit heavy and sad. A lot of feelings after the revolution.
Well,
However, there is an entire section dedicated to Jolly Roger, the king of pirates. That
the
is
Jolly Roger.
very interesting.
All right then. He stares at the book, holds it, gets a little determined, stares at before getting like a determined look, like nods to himself mostly. All right. Well, thank you kindly, Miss Geraldine. Can I actually do you have a you want me to call you Miss Geraldine, or do you have a nickname you want me to say? Or oh, I don't think.
She look at you. Geraldine is enough.
All right then, Geraldine. Thank
I
you for
know
the.
that other people call me with names, but they never do it in my face. I wonder why. I'm not going to eat them alive.
Oh, well, it could be anybody's guess. You are a very fun person to be around. That was fun. I had fun. Um, I promise. Guess we have a week. I have some time. I guess we can either play some more if you want some more time together, or I can take my leave if you want. Out of character, he's willing to spend more time and just play more of the dice games for fun till whenever, for whatever, till next event.
She invites you to come back, um, but at the moment she had played enough.
All right. So it's like, again, it's a pleasure to spend time with you, Geraldine.
She nods. Um, she shake her head, her long tentacle hair, um, like hanging down. It's like compared to me to Captain Alvida, where her snake hair are moving around and etc. Hair are always like they feel like long drapes that never move, uh, and they just adorn her head, but they are a lifeless thing. Um, she waves very gently in your direction while you're leaving,
Wave back.
and you see her, you hear her start to talk in Fredicarian, not to you,
Hmm.
to someone else, like a soft voice. And for just a second before you leave the cargo hold, you got the feelings that someone hands her back.
Hmm.
You don't hear it precisely, but there is a changing tone of the few words that you hear that is almost like, oh, someone else spoke, or she's making voices.
Hmm. Well, you know what? Everyone has mysteries about them. I'm just gonna take my leave. I'll compartmentalize that for later. Information for later.
Fair enough.
And I guess he goes off and either end of scene he spends whatever. Yep, he's gonna
Sounds
check
good
out
for
that
me.
book.
Anyone else have something to play before I go to Jarvis and the rest of the week?
Hot does. So Hot Pot, after departing the meeting with the captain,
Mm-hmm.
um, dons the cloak that was presented to him by Geraldine
Mm-hmm.
and quietly sneaks below to the hold where he encountered her last. and he quietly sneaks down there.
So you're probably gonna see the whole interaction between Geraldine and Miguel because he went right there immediately after, and he left just a few seconds before you.
Yeah, if I didn't see everything, then I saw most of everything.
Mm-hmm. So do you make your presence notice, or you just wait until Miguel, well, go away?
He waits till Miguel leaves, but he's specifically trying to observe the room and all of the like the catacomb like decorations and try to like take in as much of that as possible and learn something from what he observes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm, Geraldine doesn't acknowledge you unless you try to interact, but you also um, hear the um, let's say the interaction between her and those voices. You're not completely sure. You linger there until you hear the bits of the conversation that for you it's much more clear that than for Miguel. And the part that not shock you but make your spine feel a little bit colder, I will say, is the fact that unless she's a very good ventriloquist, she's not moving her mouth, and from the darkness you hear another voice.
That's that's when I step forward and remove the cloak and present myself.
She turns towards you, her head, like she is like this spider just is on her chair, not properly sit because the chair is not made to fit her very long limb, but she's you can see her side because she was turned towards I would say, the left side of the cargo hold, and her head turned towards you in almost like a snap. And you don't hear the crack of the bones, but that's the feeling. It's like this is a neck that broke just to turn,
Uh,
and her big eyes are on you, and there is no smile.
uh, I Geraldine, I didn't mean to startle you, but I came down to give you my appreciation for this wonderful cloak.
While her head stay fixed in a position and looking at you, the rest of her body start to move to now facing you. So there is this almost like robotic movement of her torso, and one hand on the desk, another, and now the feet, another the other feet, and she started to get from that position crawling towards you with their eyes fixed on your face. And when she is very, very close and she's towering over you, her expression changes in a big smile. Thank you. And she gently take it from your hand.
No, I thank you. And it
Yeah.
really makes me feel like a part of me is missing now that you've taken that back from me, or you've taken it back.
She put it on her shoulder, and her hand reached to touch your head.
I
And she,
don't I don't recoil. I stand firm and I look at her.
and she just almost like petting something like a cat or anything. She just delicately caress your head. You feel how cold she is. She's a, you know, she's literally a corpse. And she just said, "You can always take it again. Next time we go out, it will be here at your disposal."
What do you mean by when we go out? When when the crew and I when we left, were you somehow there with us? Part of you with us?
Oh no, I mean when you leave the ship. No, me and you. Unless you wanna come, you wanna ask me to come next time.
How often do you leave the ship?
Not often. One, twice a month, depending of the distance between places.
What do you mean the distance between places?
When we get to port, like now we were in New Valonias, and now we go in somewhere else. I don't know how much it's going to take before we get there. Right?
I see.
We
When
might
you leave,
squeeze a little bit. Like she's trying to get to understand something, reading between the lines of what you're saying. But please carry on.
um, where do you go when you leave the ship?
A place that a lot of people don't like because it reminds them of their mortality. I like to visit places rich of history and tales. Libraries, most of it, and cemeteries.
When he was observing her situation or abode,
Mm-hmm.
did he notice anything in particular? Like I know like there's sort of like a lot of like skulls. Did he notice like what type of skulls they were?
You can look around. There are humanoid skulls and animals.
Okay.
So maybe there is a couple of humans here and there. Sarikart, maybe that's a Nictian. You're not completely sure. But there is definitely people here, not just animals.
Oh, okay. Well, doesn't really take his eyes off of her. Like he's just going on based on what he saw before he
Mm-hmm.
announced his presence. But he's looking at her and he says, "When we arrive at our next port, is there anything of interest that you might like or want or need?"
Her smile became even bigger, if it's possible. It was more like her cheek like stretch up, almost like touching her here. Her jagged, pointy teeth are literally filling your vision. And she goes, "Yes, I'm looking for an alchemy book you mind try to find it for me?
I'm sorry, what is she looking for?
An alchemy book.
Oh, an alchemy book. Does he, when he looks at her, does he know what she is? Or is she
Technically,
just so like bizarre and
technically speaking,
unnatural?
on a first glance, okay, before all the strange things that are part of her body, she's technically a sea fjorder, or like those ichthyans that are related to squid and octopus. To be precise, she is of the ethnicity called Naut, because they have this kind of shell made of chitinous material, almost like your fingernails, that grow on top of their head, and those tentacles that going from that shell going out on the side of their face. And that is the only part that other Sifyother that you know have in common with her. The rest of her body is weird, even for a Sifyother. It's like she's too tall. Sifyother are much more smaller. Her limbs seems stretched, almost like someone pulled them. And she has those very long claw. All of like the length of her finger is almost double by the length of the claw that coming out from it. And she's so thin and stretched that is kind of unnatural. I can ask you a medicine or a nature roll to see if you get something more.
Okay.
You need to decide what you go for.
Okay, just a second. Probably medicine because I think I have
Three
just a
dots.
second.
You have 3 dots.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
wisdom of
so
4. So you roll 7 dice, and you also
okay.
can explode 2 sixes.
Okay.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for medicine,
Mm-hmm.
and I roll 2 sixes, a 5, a 4, and then 3 threes.
Okay, so I'm guessing you keep the 2 6 and a 5.
I keep the 2 sixes and the 5, and I get to explode both sixes.
Yes, you do.
I roll 3 threes again. So,
So
17. What is plus 2, 19?
so
No,
you sorry,
yes.
the 2 exploding 6. You re-roll them, and how much was it?
They're both threes.
Okay, so you have 18 between the 2 6. You have 6 and 6 is 12, plus 3 and
Yep.
3 another 6, so 18.
Okay.
Plus 5.
Plus 5 plus my 2, which is the bonus for cunning.
Yeah, for wisdom, but it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're supposed to have a plus 3, but you got a malus because of your race. So yes, a plus 2.
Okay.
So 18 plus 5, 23 plus 2, 25.
25. Okay.
Very good. Yeah. Strangely, this is not crit, because the difficulty here was exactly 25. Because try to understand exactly what Geraldine is not an easy task. You have 2 ideas in your mind. One of them is the Dark King. So, in the archipelago, there is 3 different ethnicity of humans. The Alfire, the Shadri, and the Dark King. They are related to the Fatwas, those entities that live beyond the veil. And the Fatwas are divided in 3 main categories. Consider them almost like Fae. The Shining Figures, they are connected to the Alfire. The Veiled Bound, they are connected to the Shradi. And the Dreaded Shadow, that they are connected to the Dark King. and they leave behind the trace of their physique. So the pointy, fair, and elongated and light, nice feature of the shiny figures are in the Alfire. The pale skin and dark color of the Veilbound are in the Shadri. And the horns and teeth and claw and everything that is dreadful of the dreadful shadow are in the Darkin. So, to to give you an idea, if you think about a tiefling in Dungeons and Dragons, that's what the Darkin are in this world setting. Someone that is being touched by the dark side, let's call it like that. And Geraldine give you that vibe. So maybe she is a symbiote, but she's connected to the dreaded shadow. And that's one thing. The other things that you're not completely sure and you don't know if you wanna be sure about that are the Golia, as in Fradicarian will say. The cannibal dead eaters. Is a form of undead that is more like a cursed person that to keep themselves alive need to eat people. Technically speaking, dead people. And that's the other things that Geraldine give you the vibe of.
Okay.
And
So he
yeah,
says to Geraldine with all sincerity, I don't know how to explain this, but I get this feeling like there's something here, and I need to be there's something here for me that requires my presence, something that I feel like I need to receive from you in order to grow and develop myself. And I'm not sure if I'm making much sense. I don't know if it's a calling or mental illness. I don't know, but I feel like I feel like there's a calling for me to be here with you or to learn from you.
Geraldine is taken aback from this sentence of yours. She look at you surprised. A look at you never saw on her face, is it? She's like perplexed. Her big smiles disappeared, and her eyes are less bigger and a little bit more concerned. And you both hear the same voice, very guttural and deep, more like a male voice, coming from around you. And the voice said, "Make it one of us." And Geraldine just turned around, looked almost like scared. No, no, no. He doesn't deserve it. But you should go. I will think about it. But you should go now.
Did she explain what type of alchemy book specifically she wanted?
No.
She just said she was looking for an alchemy book.
Yeah.
Okay. Hot Pot uh, uh starts to back away and says that he'll return and hopefully, with some luck, after they arrive at the next port, he'll find an alchemy book for her.
In the meantime, you're getting away. I'm picturing this like you stepping backwards and you're not just turning and leaving.
Right, I'm back. Yeah, walking backwards.
The all the lights of the tooth candle seems to dim and dim and dim, and her figure seems like just a silhouette in the darkness. And the last thing you say before you leave the room are those two big eyes that are reflecting in the darkness like a cat staring at you in the meantime you're leaving, and there is no words following up.
Okay. At some point, when he feels, I mean, at some point he turns around and leaves, looks over his shoulder, maybe once or twice to see if he still sees the eyes, and if not, he leaves.
The eyes are still there until they disappear from your, you start to step on the stairs, and at a certain point you can't see them anymore.
Yeah.
The eyes are fixed on you.
Okay.
Good. And when we move to Jarvis, I was waiting there to speak with the captain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jarvis heads in, closes the door, and regards the captain. Captain, um,
Yeah.
just I wanted to touch base with you. I might maybe you think it'd be best if I talked to Geraldine, but the item that I've been searching for, uh,
Yeah.
you're pretty sure that it's in the treasure.
I'm not completely sure. Let me phrase that in a way that you can understand it better. I hope is there. Let
Of
me
course,
explain why.
of course, yeah.
Captain Kidd was known to be someone with quite the power. It was not just a pirate, it was a very strong, I would say, magician.
Hmm.
And he had these things that were like people were killing themselves before he was coming on board. Almost
Hmm.
like they were on a curse of like, oh, we met Captain, we don't have any chance to survive. I kill myself in order to, you know, have a have a chance in the next life
Mm-hmm.
more than in this one. And one of the things that is being thrown around by legends is the fact that some of the his crew member were able to change between one look to another. Almost like, oh, you look like a human, now you look like a monster.
Hmm.
So if there is something like that, if there was like a power or an artifact or whatever, that maybe is the thing that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why I say it's more like a hope than a certainty. Maybe it's not an object, maybe it's a spell.
Mm-hmm.
If we found a book of spells in Captain Kidd's treasure, your be my guest is all yours. If we found artifact that we understand what is there, also is all for you and family.
Hmm. That's all I can ask. That's all I can ask.
Yeah,
We-
I mean, we got a good deal between me and you. I know what you're looking for. You help me out with investigation, and I help you out with your problem.
that's what I hope. And you know my loyalty is
I know.
100% to you. These four we brought on, they're talented. Um, They really know their way around a job. They took right to their jobs, and they supported me in Hot Pot real well.
It's good to hear. I will say this. Some of them have problem. Uh, some personal stuff like you have.
hmm,
But like I did with you, with Opot, with Geraldine, and every other member of the crew, I'm not going around tell someone else's tale.
hmm.
You share when you want. And at the moment, trust me, everyone is okay.
Yeah, yeah. He like looks back at the door as if to look at Rock.
Where Rock went, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Trust is just it's a hard thing to earn. It's an easy thing to break. But
absolutely.
yeah, it's not the first issue I've had, and all of those have all resolved themselves in one way or another. So
Listen, you can fool me once, maybe you can fool me twice. But
mm,
I would say the first time you fool me is my fault. The second times it's yours. No,
hmm.
sorry, all the way around.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So if I decided to trust someone,
Mm,
and they betray the trust, is their fault first time. Second time is my fault because I keep making same mistake again. But it's my choice to make a mistake, right? I
sure.
It's not like I they say no automatically because there is a chance that they will break my trust.
Mm,
If you don't give people chances, you know, you are ended up all by yourself.
yeah. I've been there long enough. I I trust you enough, and so if you feel like it's worth it, I'll give it another shot. Um,
Good.
so I just but as far as our plan is concerned, to disguise the ship and get in and out of uh,
Learberg? Yeah.
Learbeer. Um, yeah, I think we need to get working right on that as fast as we can. So I
I will as soon as you leave, I will send him a Kahul and I will give him words of what we need to do and he will organize work for everyone. We
mm,
have a busy week.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get right to it then. I know what I can start working on, and you need anything from me, I'm 100% on this job.
The
So
box is yours. And she push it towards you. I will say something. You see ring? Yeah, I suggest you not to put on. That is a witch's ring. And that can be maybe cursed. I'm not sure. Maybe it's powerful ring, but I don't want to test it.
is this something that someone might be able to look at and get an idea of what it is? Maybe something Geraldine would be able to help me identify and
Yeah,
understand.
that can be done.
Yeah.
Another thing I want from you is to study spell book,
Mm,
especially because if you wanted to study spell book of Captain Kidd or whatever we're gonna found there, it's better for you to have basic on knowledge of magic.
yeah, I've been getting into it. I've been getting into some spellery and understanding that side of the world. I feel called to it. So it's
It's a good call. I mean, not for everyone, but
yeah, yeah, sure. I like to be a bit of a jack of all trades. I can swing my sword, I can shoot my gun, and I can say my words, and I can get whatever I need done.
it sounds good. So,
Yeah.
unless there is something else I need we need to make plan, and there is work to do.
Hmm.
So you
Yeah,
have
I'll bring this stuff back down to Geraldine, this outfit she gave me, and I'll ask her about the ring if she knows anything about it, and I'll get to doing what I got to do.
fair enough.
All right. Thanks, Captain. So
Thank
you're saying the book is not a problem. The picture doesn't seem to be of any concern. Um, and then the other two pieces of paper are just things that I need to. Obviously, one's been translated, and the other one I might be able to get translated later.
hmm
The ring is the only thing that is of any real concern.
For the captain, yes.
Sure. All right.
The
Uh,
content of this box most it seems like mostly like personal things that Lady Warachi kept in the vault,
mm-hmm,
uh,
mm-hmm,
away from other people's eyes, more than,
mm-hmm,
they seems to have more like a sentimental value than actual money value.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
However, the ring is a silver ring,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, that is a ring that usually the Witches of Obalawa wear as, like, oh, you're a member of the coven. She's
Mm-hmm.
not wearing it. She decided to
Mm-hmm.
keep it in there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you
Sure.
know, like the captain said, maybe it's cursed, maybe not. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me ask, I mean, to try to find it on the map, the paper that Miguel translated, the location, the island that would, or the town that would relate to, is that a place that we would end up going by, or is that pretty far out of the way?
But it's far away from where you're supposed to go.
Okay.
You guys going down to southeast of the archipelago towards Akiptos.
Mm-hmm.
Marsil is north east in Fradeker. So it's
Mm-hmm.
still on the other side of the archipelago, but it's
Mm-hmm.
way up there.
This could be the place that we say that we're going to.
Mm. If you suggest that, yeah, that can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Yeah, that again, that's something I might suggest because again, I think looking at the map and kind of going, what, how can we, how can we use the information, um, and maybe that would be the place to say that we're heading, at least for now. But yeah, he's gonna head out, and if I still have a little bit of time, I might go down and return the um the outfit to Geraldine.
Okay. You want to have an interaction with her, or you prefer just to
Oh, I'll
say
try to
just
keep it. I'll try to keep it short.
okay. Um, okay. Strangely, uh, you going down there after Miguel, after Otpot, and when you get down there, Geraldine is nowhere to be seen.
Hmm.
It's pitch black. There's no lights on,
Hmm.
and so you need to, step down, look around. There's completely darkness, so you need to go back, grab one of the oil lantern that is inside the
Hmm.
ship, going down with that, and you
Hmm.
reach the table, and no one is there.
I take
However,
the. Sorry.
the feelings of being observed is there.
Yeah, I'm not the least bit surprised about that. Um, I will. So when I get back upstairs, I will get a piece of paper and something to write with, and I'll just write down a quick note that says, "Geraldine, thank you so much for this," and I have and I'm leaving you a little trinket in thanks. I may need it back at some point, but this is to show my appreciation. And he'll go back downstairs and leave the outfit folded up, and he will leave the little painted picture of the family on top with the note, because she likes weird macabre things, and so this is just a weird macabre thing for her to have, and gives a chance to talk about it at some point.
Sounds good to me.
Hmm. And then I'll head back up to the rest of the crew.
Perfect. And I'm asking to the most quiet member of this team today, Alex, Grail, to roll me a dice. To roll me exactly 3d6s, but I need to know each roll.
1, 4, and 6.
1, 4, and 6. Okay. Very, very good. So, guys, a week will pass. During this week, you guys are very, very busy. Some a little bit more than other, but there is a lot to do, and the ship work is quite demanding. Every single day you need to tend the sail, make sure that the rope are working, make sure that everything on the road towards your direction is steady and calm, to make sure then avoid unwanted attention of other ships and etc. There is the side that need to be repainted according to the fishermen guild colors that in ingot here, because there is different for every single country. And there is a moment where you guys need to decide a new name for the ship, at least a fake one, because of course if you put down the risky Keter, no matter the color, they will immediately recognize your ship. So between the player can decide what is the temporary new name of the ship is. So each one of you will have quite a busy week. And what Alex just rolled for you is the kind of weather you guys are going to face during this week. And apparently, a simple rain fall all around you for most of the time. So making the paint dry in time is a little bit of a challenge. You guys need to build some cover on the side of the ship to make sure that where you paint is not being washed away by the rain. That constant seems to bashing over the wooden deck. The wind is not strong enough to alter the vertical direction of the rain, letting the sail hang like a soaked rag from the mast. The faint waves around you rock the ship almost indiscernibly, and as they move with the underwater current. Cloud looks like inverted mountain, a rage pressed down upon the ship and the crew, and horizon is quite grey and dark. And unfortunately, navigation can be done only through compass and landmark, because the wind, the star, they don't seem to help quite a lot. But thanks to the fact that it's raining, there's no fog, there's no mist. Something that the mist sea is quite famous for. So visibility is still good, and the light, even if it's gray, doesn't seem to bother too much of you. By the fourth day of this long, no, so long, like this week journey, the weather seems to change. The sky is clear. dotted with numerous small, unimposing puff of clouds. The wind is steady and seems to determine to push you in the right direction. And the sun high overhead seems a greater distance than usual, given the lack of heat that it generates. It's mostly a very nice few days. Abundant waves seems to run and push the ship, making up for size and numbers from compared to the previous days. You guys are started to use this time to actually fish a little bit better. And I want to, one of you choose guys, roll me a survival check.
I could probably do that.
Okay, please go ahead.
Definitely not me.
Survival.
Yeah, you go for it, man.
And cunning 4, so 6 die.
Miguel just kind of looks out into the sea and's like, "There's water."
So how many die do I keep? 3?
Let me double check your character sheets.
It's
And
4.
you
4
have
cunning.
survival of 2, so you roll your survival with your cunning. So 4 and 2,
6.
6. You keep 2.
2. Okay, so I got a 6 and a 4. Those are the two highest.
Okay, so re-roll the 6 and
Yep.
add the same number.
Yep. Second. We got a 5. So 6, 4, and 5.
So you have a 16 in total, plus your cunning, 18. So this roll by Grail, it was for all the players. Some of you does better, some of you do a little bit less. But thanks to also to the rest of the crew, seems that fishing started to go much better in the past few days, and the captain seems to have sweetened a little bit the deal with Geraldine, because she allowed to at least part of the cargo hold to be filled with open crates where you guys put all the fish. Hot pot, you got a lot of new fish to fries. You are in charge of the food here, so now you have even more fish for the people to hit on and etc. during the last few days of the week. And by the 6th day, you guys start to see land. The people on the crow nest shout, and you all guys see the silhouette of this faraway island. You still need at least a day to reach there. And a lot of movement. Even those things are really little tiny dots on the horizon. You understand that there is a lot of ships there. And more you getting closer and closer, more you are realizing how much traffic, let's call it like that, there is in this area. Navy ship, cargo ship, fishers, private ship. There is a lot of people coming in and out. Leerburg is not just the headquarters of the Royal Navy, it is the most important port in all Ingetir. I just need one last roll. That is going to be from everyone. So one of you choose. I need a deception roll for your ship. Or a performance roll. I let you choose what you guys going to do. Depending on that, the paint job is going to work or not.
I can
Not it.
offer either perception or performance. Pick your poison.
Okay, Miguel, you choose and you roll.
I'm going to use performance. And if I remember, I use my performance die and my
Panache,
presence
presence.
presence die. Yes.
Perfect.
I got a quick question. Currently has a +3 to it.
So it's supposed to be sorry, just +1, +2. Yeah, is a correct. Is a +3.
Yeah, just making sure. It sounded like there were some things that changed.
Yeah, no, a few things have changed, but yeah, that is still correct.
Can I give my crit token?
Oh yes, you can.
Oh,
It's a good call.
Oh yeah, might as well.
So add another
Yeah,
dice to the pool, Miguel, and also that dice can explode. So you have 2 dice that can explode.
okay. 1 second. I need more dice.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, all right, all right. Uh, so 38.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have a crit. So, unfortunately, because you crit thanks to someone else critical token, you can't take the token for yourself. But
That's
still,
okay.
a 38 is definitely a very good roll.
Yeah.
So, no matter the rain and no matter the terrible condition you guys needed to work because you were literally hanging out from the side of the ship, try to balance and paint and etc. The paint is flawless. Probably you know the mix with the salt of the sea and etc. Made it even look better. Almost like this ship is brand new. Mm, and what's the name of the that is now on the side of the ship?
It is the Trustworthy. Yeah, Miguel coaches the rest of the crew and on how to at least look like you're knowing like what you're supposed to be there. Or, yep, this is legit. Giving a little kind of tips on acting.
The Trustworthy. Great. The ship. Okay, great. Also, Captain under Captain Alvida order, the Ingetherian flag is now flapping all over your mast. Of course, you need to play, look the part. And you guys seems to slide into port without any raising any suspicion, or at least seems to. Let me picturing you Lerberg or Leerberg, depending how the local pronounce it. The port is probably the most big area you see. The harbor is made of warehouse after warehouse after warehouse, interrupted only by taverns and offices and other small houses of the people that live on the port. And there are docks all over it. On a first glance, you can't number all of them, but you see probably at least 50 of them. Pier made of, heavy stone and etc. And all the buildings and etc. are in the classic Ingetherian flavor. White marble with blue roof. Pointy to make sure that when the snow falls, it goes on the side and down, and it doesn't stay on the roof. Slightly curved. There is tons of people here. The amount of people you see on the docks is like a sea of of human beings and Ichthyians and Sarikart, almost like a bunch of fish just moving with the flow of the day.
Rock will look around and goes, watch out for pickpockets, guys. This is prime territory.
And there is a huge amount also of Navy ship, and some of them are quite intimidating. One of them, the Spitfire, you can see the name written on the side, is a 5-deck galleon with hundreds of cannon just showing on one side. And you, compared to you know, it's like you are on a fluth, sorry, so, you know, quite small and linear, quite slender, fast. That thing is ginormous compared to you guys. It's like probably there is more than 200, 300 people working on that ship. And it's just there. Seems waiting, you know, for an order to go out in the sea and probably hunt down pirates or something like that, or wage war against someone else. And speaking of war, you guys are not, Ingetir is not a war at the moment. However, and this is an information mostly that comes from you, Miguel, the relationship between Ingetir and Saria at the moment is not the best. There are some accusations. There is people that say that the Ingetirian are ready to move war to them, and etc. And by what you're seeing here, if that is true, Leerburg will be the first port where all those warships are going to sail. They're going to set sail and probably go down south to Saria to invade. Yeah, there is a lot of troops. There is a lot of young sailor on the decks of those ships. And when you, with the Trustworthy, you finally get to one of the empty dock. You are being welcomed when the gangplank is down by 3 officers waiting for you to present papers. So, who are you guys are going to face them?
Let's see. I think is this deception like straight up like, or is this more like we
Social
have
interaction or you know, as you prefer.
okay. I have persuasion. Regular persuasion might work here because we have a boat, we have goods, you know, and we could just kind of go on that unless I need to outright lie to them.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you going down with someone else?
yeah,
Anyone else?
I figure the person that makes the most sense. Last time we had a moment like this was Garvis, so I'll probably be like, Garvis, you wanna come down with me and try to talk to those guys?
Honestly, Garvis is not as persuasive anymore.
Ah, got
I
it.
did a little changing
Possibly
around.
our performance expert then. I'll
I
look
think
over.
Miguel might be a
Mig-
better choice.
Miguel looks over. He's like, I am not just versed in performance. I can be persuasive as well.
I am aware. I am simply trying to choose the best people to go down there. So
Of course.
I don't think we should
I-
all go down there. You know.
I will go with you because I can be quiet and I might be able to help in a pinch. But
I don't think we're gonna have a scuffle, but sure, if you wish to.
oh, hopefully not a scuffle. Just a little trickery if we need.
Look,
Are you
All right.
taking just Garvis then?
No. I think the 2 of us should go with him.
All right.
Okay, so the 3 of us go down there, and then on the way, kind of, we'll decide who should confront the prime official who's going to be all, what's all this then? I'll
Me?
miss it in about a second.
I'll be in the back.
Okay,
I'll be beside you. You can talk.
great.
I'll back you
Okay.
up.
Rock just, right, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do. And let's go down.
The person that is in front of you is kind of pale bluish skin guy with fin around the like tiny fin around the hedge of the cartilage of the ear. Probably has some Ictian's heritage, and for the rest, it looks pretty much human. With a fake white wig with curly bits, classic of the time and of the position, and a very nice uniform, more like clean than a sailor uniform should be. So probably this person.
This
is
guy
more...
takes pride in his appearance. Good. I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, and also, but on a first glance, you understand that probably this guy never actually stepped on a ship. He's probably working at the docks.
That's even better then. That'll be, if there was a way that gets me a positive bonus, that'd be great, but I don't need to take it. It's more like one of those things where I look at him and I go, okay, this guy might not know his way around a boat. This will help me. Probably.
And with the paper, it's just, hello. I didn't have you registered on my list for today, so...
Oh, it's okay. So he says, sorry, I'm going to go ahead here. So he says that we're not registered on his list. That's what he's telling me. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very busy port. So I'm going to try deception and be like, oh, the paperwork was rushed in and, it'll be, I'm sure they'll work it out. But as you can see, it's a very busy port. There's some large galleons coming in, and I will roll like probably first. This is probably deception more than persuasion, so I'll roll deception on him.
Okay. I roll against you. I already started too.
Okay, so that will be my deception plus my cunning, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me go look at my sheet real quick. 2 dice and my cunning. It's 3 pips. 5 dice. Ooh, okay. Having a 6 helps. Keep 2 dice, so the 6 explodes. So I have 11 already, and then I'm going to roll the 6. Not as high as I wanted. 13.
13 plus your bonus.
Oh yes, plus my bonus of 3 from cunning. 16.
Perfect. I roll, and I
Okay.
roll 14. So you for a moment there you were not.
Well, that's how Rock seems to roll. It gets really close to that line. All right.
Close to the line. Okay, so I say, yeah, I presume it will be, of course. Okay, so the Trustworthy, and they just turn, and there's this guy that holding him.
Yes, the paperwork it will be sorted out, I'm sure. Don't such a.
Okay, now you're on the list. Is 2 silver for the docking daily, plus another 3 silver for documentation because you're late.
Oh man, do I want to push it with persuade? Because I kind of want to show this guy up and persuade him down, but on the other hand, that would might damage the thing I've already given him. I don't push it. It's tempting. Rock is tempted to like bargain with the guy, but I have a feeling that would go poorly. So I'll just nod my head.
Okay. So one of the other officers is just holding his hand out just to receive the money.
Okay. I assume I've been giving docking fees or as such from the captain. It was like, here you go.
Yes. She gave you a bunch, so
right.
You definitely have at least 5 silver. It's quite expensive, but
that's why I was going to persuade him, but the problem is I don't necessarily want to damage my relationship with this guy if something goes wrong. And there's a galleon with 5 decks, like right over there. I'm good. Yeah. Nope. Here you go, sir.
The other officer take the money. Okay, thank you. And who's the captain of the ship, please?
I will list. We decided it was going to be the shark guy because he was second in command.
Yeah.
So I forget what his name is off the top of my head.
Kuhan Lin.
Han Lin is the captain.
Yeah, Kuhan Lin. I'm going to write it down for you guys so it's easy to, because maybe my pronunciation is not coming
No,
through.
no,
Oh, that's
okay.
fine.
Kulan Lin. Okay. Kuhan Lin. Yeah, so that was who I was told, so that's who I say is the captain.
Captain Lin. Okay. Okay, we are good here. So what the Trustworthy is doing in Leerburg?
We are selling our fish to the market. We are simply bringing in our catch.
Oh, so fishmonger. Okay, okay. Okay, this seems everything in order. You you're allowed to do dock. Have a nice day, sir.
Okay. And if he's watching, which he probably is, we're unloading what you would expect a fish trawler to unload, a fish float.
Yeah, more than unloading right now, there is people with the
Yeah.
because unless you say so, you can't step on land.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the proper,
Right. No, no, that's fine. That's why I don't want to. He was tempted to bargain with him, but it's just like it's just too dicey, especially in this place.
fair enough. And yeah, so you guys finally are able to dock, and people start to pretend to other member of the crew to put down
Yeah.
the fish
Yeah.
and etc. You can actually decide to try to sell it, or you can leave it to rot on the on the
No, no,
docks.
no, no. Here's what I do. Is there a place where there's open selling, or do you need to buy a booth?
There is a lot of open selling you can see
Good.
around.
Okay. I will literally go out with the stuff away from him. And then I will do my persuade roll and attempt to sell fish. Going all in on the story. That's where he goes. So I'm gonna be busy for a little bit while other people do things. I'm just gonna be doing hawking fish. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Now that everything is being resolved, Captain Alvida finally shows up. And she's wearing more civil clothes, to not stand out too much. And the few of you that are still around there, including Ryle, including Oppot, and others, she said, okay, so I need to find my friend. Do you guys want to come? Or until we got to finish other business, I would say take the rest of the time for yourself, have a little bit of fun, and I will see you in a few hours.
Do you have anybody to go with you, Captain, or are you going alone?
I kind of know where I'm going, but
Hmm.
I don't know, exactly where he is at the moment.
Hmm.
Well,
Fair.
Captain, you know you can depend on me.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's get it.
yeah. Maybe Hot
You want
Pot, you're pretty stealthy, right?
you talking to me?
No, I said Hot Pot.
He's talking to Hot Pot. Yeah, I've learned to tiptoe my way around a little.
Maybe I could accompany you, Captain, and Hot Pot could just be our shadow.
Okay. Anyone else wanna come? I look at you, Grail and Miguel.
Miguel looks like, guys, if you guys are being covert, should we have more people, less people?
Hmm. Yeah, maybe less is probably better. You gotta be your bodyguard, as it were, and Hot Pot's our shadow, making sure nobody's following us. Maybe Guile and Miguel can go pick up some other less essential things.
Um,
Um,
the captain just all to you, Miguel and Grail, a list.
All
So
right.
this is what Geraldine told me that we need for 3 months of stuff. So as soon as Rock is done with selling the fish, you guys can go and start to buy things.
Yep.
One things, maybe Rock will help you with that. There are two different kind of market in this place. If you catch my meaning.
Yes.
Rock like is in mid motion, like selling fish, and he can almost hear out of the corner. Oh, okay, yeah. You know.
Which
Oh, be
particular market do you
careful.
tend to sell to or have better relationships with?
Yeah. So, let's go, guys. Old friend of mine will probably we already wasted, but maybe we are lucky.
Hmm.
And you guys
Maybe.
start to walk up along the pier.
Okay. When I've sold kind of like enough, basically, and I see the party kind of rounding the corner, I'll be like, uh, I heard like a little bit of it because I'm kind of trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I'll look at them and I go, oh, okay, yeah, we're going. Okay. Put the stuff down.
You're closing. You're like,
Right, yeah, all right,
that's
yeah,
it for
closed for
today,
market
guys.
hours
Bye.
closed, yeah.
Wait, I thought we were needed to go pick things up.
Well, we do. That's why I'm coming along. You guys are going to be going to talk to merchants. A lot of those people are going to try and get every, especially if they sense that you're playing with them, they're going to try every coin out of you. Um, but for now, I can just close up the shop and I can come back to this tomorrow. You know,
Yeah, or you can just have somebody else on the ship
that's true.
could just
And
man
there is more than
selling
30
stuff.
people. They will
Sure.
go
I
down
mean,
and sell.
Yeah.
it's one of those where the sales spikes are gonna, okay, I guess they'll even out.
Yeah, we don't really care about the money we make from the
I
fish. It
I
just
do. It
again with
helps pay for the dock. This guy
sure,
overcharges.
sure, but you know what I mean. Like it's um
I know what you mean.
about keeping up appearances as much as it
Okay.
is actually making money.
I
Fair.
don't mind helping. I just would like to hit up a bookstore at some point before we leave.
I wouldn't mind hitting up a bookstore as well.
Oh, we can go together.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
not a bad
So
idea.
yeah, I'll go with the market group. We'll get somebody from the ship to kind of like man the fish stall. The price we won't make as much money, but at least there'll be somebody there. So
Okay,
I mean,
the team split. Someone goes with Alvida and someone go with Rock towards what the merchant area is. For you guys that never deal with buying things for those for the ship and etc. is mostly putting down agreements. There is no exchange of money. You agree on what is being you want the amount and etc. The people are going to bring it to the ship, and at that point you're going to pay. There's no money exchange until the stuff is being delivered.
right,
Also, there is a lot of like, oh, we need there's amount and this is the price and this is the amount I gave you, and there's like, oh no, I want this amount. So there is a lot of bargaining there.
right.
And also, Rock,
Yeah,
I need you to roll me something.
fantastic. I'm sure this is a great one. Go ahead.
So, you can go with an investigation or insight.
All right, let me take a quick look at my sheet.
To
Investigation.
understand and to collect information about the black market.
Oh yeah, I'll go with investigation rather than insight.
Okay, fair enough. In the meantime, you do that. I will describe something to Otpot and Jarvis because you are walking alongside Alvida, even if Otpot you are a little bit more in the back.
Is investigation wisdom? I'm guessing.
It's cunning.
Cunning. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, so the captain is walking down the dock, and every dock is numbered. From dock 1 to dock 35. A list on what you can see on this side of the harbor. And when she get to number 12, she look for Doc 13 and he's not there. Because immediately after number 12, there is Doc 14. So you'll probably guys think that maybe out of, you know, fear or superstition or whatever, Doc 13 is not listed on the numbers in front of you. But she seems too keen to find Doc 13. So she started to ask around, but nobody seems to have, like there's no Doc for 13, like the answer seems always the same. But she knows that her friend is a Doc 13. So what are you guys doing in order to help her? In the meantime, can I have that roll?
Okay, so how many? I get to keep 3 or 2?
Your investigation is
My investigation is 3. So 3 dice?
3 dice.
Okay, so wish I gotten better dice. So it's 6, 5, and 2. So we got 13. Hold on, let me double check. 6, 5 is 11. Yeah, 13. But the 6 explodes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you had a list of 2 6s were both exploding, unfortunately you only one.
I did that. Yep. That is okay. 15.
Don't you also add something from your cunning?
Oh yeah, sorry. So 18 total with the cunning.
Okay, very, very good indeed. So, a couple of things are being thrown around in the meantime you're asking, and carefully using your words to get more information out of people without giving away that, like, oh, guys, I'm looking for the black market where it is, You heard a couple of things. First of all, the black market is right there. You just need to talk with the right people. Is less than a location. Is more like the person that you're talking with. Sometimes even the most upfront warehouse with all the things that looks in order has a double side. Okay, so like, oh, this is what we sell in the front. Oh, you are ready to go in the back and buy the other stuff. But there is a name that is being thrown around, and Rock, you know of this name. You heard of it. The name is Charles Vane, or as people know him, Charles the Cruel. And is a very, very not famous, let's say infamous smuggler that seems to operate here in this area. In the meantime, you think about that and you decide if you want to share those information.
No, I will. But we can wait for a lot of time.
Marcus, Jarvis, Hotpot, how do you help your captain?
If you want to go hot pot, I have an idea, but if you have anything.
So just to clarify, so we're looking for Doc 13.
Yes.
And it jumps from 12 to 14.
Yeah.
I look around, having grown up on the streets and sort of been born from the filth of the dark side of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize, like, not recognize anyone in particular, but sort of like a stereotype? Like I can see somebody, and I can say, based on how you carry yourself, like you're this profession, or like you're law enforcement because or military because you stand very rigid and
Oh, that
some
guy seems more like a thief for me or things like.
yeah, like I mean I'm sort of like profiling people. Do I see anyone who uh,
Okay,
I
I let you choose between insight, investigation,
okay,
or perception. You
okay.
In the meantime you're rolling, let's back to Rock for a second.
Yep.
Yep. So Rock will tell them about was it Charvis? Charvis the Cruel?
Charles
Chars.
Vane.
Charles Vane the Cruel,
Hmm.
and how he operates in this area. Is he is he known for? I'd always notice the Cruel, but is it to people that cross him, or is it to people in general? He has a demeanor that is cruel.
A little bit of both.
Okay, got it. But he's still a well-renowned smuggler. All
Hmm.
right. Okay. What thing are there things on our list that specifically have to be smuggled? Like I'm saying, like looking at our products that we need.
You have a lot of weapons, and mostly you have food, sails, ropes, and everything that is being used for working on a ship. So most of the stuff is pretty standard. The problem is also with pretty standard stuff that you are in a port, the port of Leerburg, that is, quite busy. So everything will be quite pricey. Also, you're not sure if everything will be available because there is a lot of ships, there is a lot of coming and ongoing, and you already know that you were not listed on the ship arriving.
Mm. Okay,
So
so
you became immediately, by bureaucracy, less a priority.
okay, so the prices are going to be higher than normal, than standard, and the smuggler is going to give us lower prices, but we don't know what the other problems might be. I don't know if you saw chat. Can I ask something?
Yeah, you can decide it together, guys. Of course, Miguel and Grail are there with you. Um, Jarvis, you want to ask me something?
Oh no, no. When he's done, I just wanted to
Okay.
about our situation, not you. Thank you.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. What I will do is, I don't have any idea what the prices are of the market right now, though, because I haven't talked to anybody yet, really. Okay. Um, I'm going to talk to a standard vendor first, get an idea of what they're charging, get like for a normal person, and then I will go see the Cruel.
Okay,
I want to get an idea of what the market actually is before seeing that guy.
fair enough. And that's what we're going to do with. We're going to go with. What was your role, Otpot, and Jarvis? What was your question?
Okay. Okay, I rolled a I'm rolling for insight. I rolled a 6 and a 5.
11. Reroll that 6.
Another 6.
Oh, very good. So
Plus
we
plus 1 for uh
cunning.
the the modifier for
Oh
presence, right?
no, it's
No,
cunning.
cunning, yes.
So it's
Uh,
plus
plus 2 for cunning. So 12, 7, 19.
19. Very good indeed. Um, yeah, 16 was the difficulty, so you so you see a beggar at a certain point, an urchin on the corner, etc. But that's the thing, you have seen a lot of them. However, yeah, this one is a little bit too quick with their hand to be just a beggar.
Did you say baker or
Beggar,
picker?
Beggar.
Oh,
Beggar.
beggar. Yeah, sorry.
Do you mind if I just ask my question real quick?
Yes.
So I assume that there's like a, a a road type thing that kind of runs along the shore, and then each pier juts out into the water. Is that
Yeah.
kind of
Correct.
while Hot Pot is kind of doing a walk around and doing his profiling, um, uh, Jarvis is going to go from Pier 12 and be walking toward 13. And he's kind of already like spaced everything out. Like he already knows that it's here's 10, here's 11, here's 12, and the distance between each is about the same. And when we got to 14, would the distance from 12 to 14 be the same as all the other ones?
Yes, you will.
Okay, so he would go about halfway between and get to the edge, and he's going to look down, and he wants to see what if there's some kind of activity down by the water underneath where where 13 theoretically would be. So
Mm,
that's what he's
yeah, no,
looking
of
for.
course. And except for crustacean and the slosh of the dock's water, not much.
Okay, he's still kind of getting acclimated to sea life, so that was just his thought. So anyway, um,
Yeah, no, crustacean moving on the rocks on the side of the builded structure of the piers and etc. But
mhm,
except for
mhm.
that, some fishes, just moving under the surface, but nothing much. There's
Okay,
no an hidden structure or a lower structure there,
okay,
unless
just
it's underwater.
yeah, just verifying that it's not that obvious.
No, it's not. Apparently, it's not that obvious.
Cool.
Otpot, where you were, sorry, were you saying where you're approaching the man?
I am. So I'm just curious, like as far as like the currency goes, like there's gold, silver.
There is copper, silver, gold, and platinum.
Okay. I approach him and I reach into my pocket and pull out a couple copper
Hmm.
coins, and I imagine he's just like with his hand out. Is that what he's doing,
Yeah.
or does he have like a hat or a basket or something?
No, it's more like hand out. He's like begging people, like, please, please.
I've been I approach him and I've been where you are. Not here. I'm in a better place now, but I've sat where you are, someplace else, and I know what it's like. And I reach out and I give him a couple copper coins. I said it's not much, but I hope this um can purchase you some comfort.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's been an awful day, sir. Thank you so much. You're very kind.
Are you from here?
Yes.
This is what's this place like? It seems like it's a pretty busy port, but there's a lot of military and bureaucracy sort of
Yeah.
spinning around here.
Back in Navy. And he spit on the side.
How long they've been here?
Oh, all my life. I was a sailor once. I was a member of the Navy. Look at me now.
They don't take care of you?
They use you and they throw you away when they're done.
So I'm really sorry to hear that. Maybe
Listen, I did something not good for their in. according to their rules, so
No, well,
dishonor and such stupid shit like that.
no, well, we all make mistakes, and I don't need to know all those personal details. We just need an opportunity to maybe carve just a piece of land or a piece of mind out of life and make a better path for ourselves. Maybe we can help each other. I'm looking around and I see a lot of merchants here and fishmongers, and I'm looking for the other market. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where can one go about finding this other market?
There is two places you can go. The Fish Bucket. Down the road is a tavern. You can ask there. Or any you see that warehouse there? Ask for Mr. Vane.
Mr. Bain?
Vane. The V.
Bain. Okay. Is that where you would go if you were in need of something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have enough money for that, but yeah,
Hmm.
maybe you can help me out.
Kind of leans back a little bit, slides his hand into his pocket, and pulls out a silver coin.
He grabs it. Thanks, sir. That was helpful. I pocket it away.
I'm sure it was. I've been in the same place as you, and I hope that you're able to find a better situation in life that serves you better.
The
Have you
captain
have you
asks,
have you heard of
"Oh,
Tier
please,
13?
Dr. Teen. Yeah. Then he point down by the end of the dock. That crazy man is living there. He may appear on his own. Captain Sando, that's his name.
Captain Sando. What's his story?
I I don't know exactly, but apparently he's a member of the Royal Navy too. But
Hmm.
he's been at that dock for 2 years now. It's never leaving, never on a mission, all by itself. Almost like they don't want him on the sea.
Hmm. What? And you don't know why? I mean, that's
Rumors
did,
said
did,
he was connected to a pirate. Very famous one. Calico something. The pirate is being hanged, but he was like his main first officer or something like that, and he made a deal with the Navy. So some people call him a traitor. Some people say he got the worst end of a bargain, stuff like this. Rumors, you know. But you can miss him. It looks like a raven, if a raven was a person. All black, henching down, that kind of guy.
okay. Well, I appreciate your time and your insight.
Any more appreciation for me coming my way? Any
Well, I hope you find lots of appreciation. Thank you. And before he flips away, before he turns away, he flips one more silver coin says,
You catch it.
I appreciate if you can look out for me. Keep your eyes open in case something comes up.
I
You know
will.
what I mean, right?
Yeah, I will. You have my words, mate. You have my words. And on the three of you walking down the pier to reach Dr. Theen, that more than a marble structure seems like something built out of wood and scraps. And we have Rock and Gryle approaching a warehouse, hoping to find Vane the Cruel. We're closing the session for tonight, leading to a new chapter to see what's next session will bring us. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man. This is awesome.
Good night.